Hi, my name is April, and I'm the founder of Total Life Transformations. Today, I would like to talk with you a little bit about foam rolling, why foam rolling, and when and how. Why do I want to foam roll? I would like to foam roll because I have two layers of fascia surrounding my muscle. There's a layer on the outside on the top and a layer on the bottom of the muscle. This fascia is like a thin connective tissue, like spider webby almost. And it's living, it's breathing. Our brain is sending signals down our spinal cord, and the nerve is branching out, going into everything in our body, telling it how to function. So that's all connective tissue. This fascia can retain trapped memory, emotion, trauma, scar tissue. The fascia can adhere on top and underneath of the muscle, making it bound and not as supple and pliable as you'd want those muscles to be. So I want to use a foam roller to do myofascial release. I'd like to do it ideally before my exercise. I also carry a foam roller in my car, and I like to say it helps me regulate my central nervous system. Why do I say that? Because along my spine, I have 30 true vertebrae. And sometimes those vertebrae can have a subluxation. They're kind of out of alignment. So how I start on the foam roller, and this takes a little while to get used to. And if you have any balance issues, I want you to be extremely careful getting on and off of the foam roller. I like to start sitting on it, just find my balance. Sometimes it takes some good core strength to find your balance. And be very mindful if you have long hair, a ponytail, or a hoodie, or any shirt with a collar on it, because it can get caught up in the foam roller as you're rolling. So what I like to do is start with my spine by rolling out, holding my balance with my hands, and walking my feet out. Take a deep breath and exhale. I like to relax my spine over the top of the foam roller, ideally 1 inch per second. You don't want to go any faster. So you don't want to be on the foam roller like this. You're going to take it nice and slow. Relax, deep breaths in and out, up and down along your spine. I want to stay off of joints and bony edges. I want to stay off my knees, stay off my elbows. I don't want to get the spinous process at the cervicothoracic junction right here. I don't want to be on my cervical spine. So this is about as high as I would like to go. And then I want to take it about down to here. I don't need to be going on the coccyx or the sacrum. So I take it about down to here. So between this area on my spine. Now, if I'm working my legs, I want to foam roll my legs before my leg workout. I also want to do a dynamic warm-up. If I'm working my chest, my shoulders, my triceps, my back or my biceps, I want to work and foam roll those areas that I'm getting ready to go exercise. All right. Let's do legs. Let's do glutes, hips, hamstrings, calves, and quads. So I'm on my glutes right now. I can shift my body weight slightly to the right and roll the right glute. You have 7 different muscles inside your glutes. Largest muscle group in the body. 7 muscles right there. So you've got your gluteus maximus, medius, minimus, piriformis. There's 3 more underneath there. So I want to just 1 inch per second, nice and slow. Be extremely careful. You could even feel a little bit of nerve from that sciatic that runs. One of the largest nerves in your body, down the leg, through the glute. I'm shifting my body weight onto the left glute. And what you want to do is if you feel any tight spots, you kind of want to just stay on that spot. And then I'm going to move it down to my hamstrings. So I'm going to roll, roll, roll. And if you want, you can lift up one leg, put that other leg on top of the other one to shift that body weight. So you've got a little bit more body weight pressure onto that hamstring. And just kind of left and right, up and down, back and forth. Don't go all the way to your knee. It's not necessary. And then shift that body weight into the other leg. You're welcome to keep both legs on there. Now, the tensor fasciae lata on the outside of the hip is another great one to work. I just want to rotate my body right there onto that outside hip. A little bit back and forth, left and right, up and down. If it feels good. My favorite muscles to foam roll are my quads. I'm going to go over the top of that foam roller, put my weight, take my hips and pelvis, push it down, allow my feet to come off the ground, and sometimes they even come onto my elbows. You can do both quads at the same time, or you can shift that body weight into one quad or the other. It's more intense. You get an intensive type pressure if you do one at a time. Really feels great in my quads. One area that you want to avoid when foam rolling is your IT band, which runs along the outside of the hip. That's not a muscle, it's a tendon. It does not need to be foam rolled. So stay off of this area right here. It can be extremely painful. Calves. I like to do calves one leg at a time by rolling back out onto this. There's 2 heads of the calf on the top of the gastrocnemius, one on the outside, one on the inside. So I like to rock those hips left and right. Back and forth, up and down. Woo! My calves are a little tight. This is great before running, before cardio, and before a leg workout. You can stay off of the front of that shin because it's basically just a bone there without any muscle padding over the top of it. The shin does not need it. You can do your chest, biceps, triceps, shoulders, back. It's a little bit more challenging for some women on their chest. But you can oh my gosh, it feels so nice to actually foam roll your pectoral muscle. And you can do both at the same time or one at a time. And you just want to relax into that. As little or as much pressure as you want. Bicep right here. I can roll out into my bicep. All of these you can do against a wall, rolling this way. More pressure would definitely be on the ground with that body weight, using gravity to press down onto that foam roller. Now I'm going to go to the rear delt and the tricep. I can even roll my lats. Oh. It's like giving yourself a free massage. Foam rolling is one of my favorite things to do before exercise or just any time of the day that I might feel like I need a massage. I keep one in my car and often bring it into the house, travel with it. And when I fly, I carry 2 racquetballs in my carry-on so that I can foam roll in a mini version at the airport or while I'm traveling. Keeps my body healthy, happy, and pain-free.